Welcome to the International Authors Expo Replay Series. My name is Teresa Page, and I am the host and the facilitator of this new special event. Teresa K. Page, LLC, established the International Authors Expo as a celebration of literature that allows authors, speakers, and book readers to engage in masterclass workshops, Q&A panels, as well as author meet and greets in a virtual environment. So what was our goal of this event? This new initiative is designed for my fellow authors to broaden their reach and to share their God-given message in diverse parts of the world, to sell their books, goods, and services in an online exhibit space, share their signature talks to educate published and aspiring authors the practical tools of success, answer questions regarding their personal writing journeys, enhance their brand awareness, as well as increase the probability of a viable return on investment. So I want to say thank you for joining us for this first voyage. Now relax and let's move forward as you listen in to hear our special headliners and our featured panelists. Let's get down to business. So we're going to go ahead and bring up a little early. She's one of my favorite people. I recently met her not too long ago. I'm going to share my screen so I can introduce her. I'm bringing to the stage the business book coach, Denise Renee. She is an author of a brand new book and a business book writing coach of writingwithDeniseRenee.com. Awesome. So she's helping professionals write a book that gives them instant expert status and unlocks new opportunities. Denise Renee is joining us on our main stage. She'll also be on the authors panel and will be in the exhibit hall to showcase her new book and her signature talk. So her signature talk today is 4 steps to start writing your book. So if you are a professional that's looking to write a book to highlight your expertise, and as Dr. Laura said, your authority, if you're looking to highlight that, I want you to lean in just a little closer as Denise Renee provides 4 foundational steps to help you start writing your book, not from scratch, but from strategy. So let's put our virtual hands together for the lady with the 2 first names. Let's welcome Denise Renee. Denise Renee, I'm going to stop sharing so you can come onto the stage.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So thank you so much, first of all, Ms. Teresa, for this opportunity, for having us all here. I've really been enjoying everyone from Ms. Tanya to Mr. Bean to Dr. Laura, Dr. Natasha. So thank you all so much for everything that you have been sharing. I have been taking my notes here and there and everywhere, and I've been really getting a lot of good gems. So thank you all. So my talk today, and I know I always feel like I just want to keep it moving. Let me make sure that I am sharing, and we are going to share. And we are going to share. Yeah, that one. And let me know if you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okie dokie. All right. So if you see, my camera is a little bit above my computer. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at this screen. But my topic today is 4 steps to start writing your book. Let's go into slideshow presentation. And it's very practical in nature because I'm just a practical kind of girl. So some people know me as your business book bestie, okay? Because I am like your best friend who's going to come alongside you and help you with your book. So just a few bullet points about me. I do have a BA in English. I used to teach high school English in New York City public high schools. I have been a paid writer and editor since 1999. And I've been a digital marketer and copywriter since 2009. And I also know how scary it is to write a book, okay? Simply because the book that I have coming out, which we'll talk a little bit about, it's called Write Your Book, 10 Steps, 10 Mindset Hacks to Move You from Fear to Finish. I started writing this book in 2019. And I didn't publish it. I do share the story on Miss Teresa's podcast. All right. So if you listen to the Women's Mindset, Women's Leadership podcast, you would have heard some of that story there. But I also share it on my own YouTube channel as well. But child, I won't get into that story today. But I can tell you that I definitely write this book not as a, this big old professional who's been writing for forever and ever, and even though I have been, but I really do come from it from a standpoint of knowing and understanding that it is scary to overcome a lot of things to say, okay, we're writing this book and we are hitting publish. All right. So this book is about overcoming your fears about writing a book. It's helping you to connect with your reason why you want to become an author. I give you very practical strategies for helping you to change your fear-driven mindset. So I really, really, really loved what Miss Tanya said at the beginning. I was like, oh, I think they're gonna get it back belly in front today. Okay, we're gonna talk about this fear, and we are fitting get over it. Yes, I said fitna. Okay, yes, I did. All right. And we are going to help you feel confident so that you can take the next step towards writing your book. And this book is for if you're a seasoned professional and you're preparing to pivot, whether you're looking to pivot into a higher level management level, or you're looking to pivot out of corporate America. If you are a company founder, C-suite executives, whether you are a college grad and a young professional, you all can write books as well. So coaches, consultants, content creators, and the list goes on. So let's move on. Let's get into what the 4 steps are about. So it's 4 steps to start writing your book. And if you want to take notes, you're more than welcome to take notes. You can wait for the recording, but you can also download a free infographic that gives you a high-level overview. And this is what I'm going to do today. Is just give a very high-level overview of this resource. So it is a workbook and an audio lesson. It's like a 2-hour audio lesson. It's really walking you through these 4 steps and really getting you into the very first foundational things that you need to do to write your book. So if you want to grab a free copy, go to writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. At the very top button, it gives you the opportunity to download the notes. You don't even have to give me your email address. It's all right. Go ahead and grab it for free. All right. But if you want the whole workbook and whatnot, then scroll down, learn a little bit more, and get your copy that way. So, but we're going to go over the 4 steps. And basically, it's all about not starting writing from scratch. I blame Hollywood for the idea that you have to sit down to a blank screen, a blank journal page, a blank typewriter, whatever it is. And, that you're just going to sit down and your words are just going to flow effortlessly. That is a myth. And I'm not saying that you cannot write out of flow or you're not inspired. You definitely can be, but inspiration comes and goes. Motivation comes and goes. And you're not always going to quote unquote feel like writing your book, or you're just not going to always feel like what you wrote was the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're going to have doubts. And so if you have a plan and a strategy from jump, it makes the process so much easier. The other thing is that you also don't want to start writing. It's not so much that you need to start and write something 100% original. That could be a little bit dangerous in that you may wind up writing something that no one's really interested in. Our brains are wired for patterns. And so there are different story types and different story structures. And I'll touch on those as we go along, that people kind of already know and recognize. So you want to start with one of these. You don't want to try to come up with something 100% brand new because people won't know how to relate to it. And the thing is, Speaking about communication, you want people to understand what you're saying. You want them to be able to hook in to your concepts, your ideas, and run with them. So when you are writing a book that has purpose, this is where you want to start. So if you're looking for your book to help you build your brand, grow your job opportunities, increase your clientele, get you those speaking engagements, consulting contracts, brand deals. This is a type of book that I help people write. This is what I mean by I help you tap into your expertise and put it into a book so that you can get all of these things going on for you. And keep that in mind because the very first step is to start with the end in mind. You have to think about what your goals are. So jumping back real quick, if these are your goals, I want to build my brand, I want to, get more job opportunities, I want to get more clients, et cetera, et cetera. Those are part of your goals, and you have to know what your goal is so that you can write the correct type of book. You also need to know who are your ideal readers. And then figuring out like what's that sweet spot topic for your book where that matches your goals up with your ideal readers. So, for example, my particular book, it kind of the part of the reason why I started writing the book in 2019 and then didn't continue is because I struggled with, at the time, I was positioning myself as a ghostwriter. And so I was writing this book, which is okay, there we go. Write your book, 10 mindset hacks to move you from fear to finish. Um, I was writing this book because I was getting a lot of people telling me, I want to write a book, but, and they were telling me all of the different reasons. And there were like about 10 of them that I kept hearing over and over. So I was like, oh, well, let me just start writing this book to give them some solutions. And I paused myself and I said, well, if I'm helping them overcome their fears, how are they supposed to hire me as a ghostwriter? Because basically, me being a ghostwriter is their opportunity to kind of, jump over those fears. I'm writing the book for them. So I felt like this wasn't the right book for that business, and I put it down. Now that, does have a different ending to that story, but that's not the point of here. But for me, it was a mismatch, and that's why I paused the book. So you really have to know, what are your goals? Who are your readers? Who are you writing to? What is the content that they need so that you can write the best book? And that leads me into number 2, which is determining your book's type or style. So, like I said earlier, you want to not reinvent the wheel, right? You have to know, what kind of book are we writing? Are you telling your personal story? Are you telling your business success story? Are you telling your how are you helping people accomplish a very specific type of goal? Well, there is a book for that. Okay, so just like years ago when Apple first came out and there's an app for that. Well, there's a book type for that. There's a book framework for that. And some of the most popular frameworks for books, if you're telling your personal story, there could be the rags to riches story framework. There's the roller coaster success story framework. There's the extraordinary success framework. And then there's a life principles framework. If you're telling so that goes for whether you're telling your personal story or you're telling your business success story. And then if you are looking to really demonstrate that your expertise, then you want to look to a how-to book framework. You want to look to a methodology book framework. You want to look to a client success book framework, or you might have a hybrid. So, for example, my particular book is a bit of a hybrid. It's a little bit how-to-ish. If I had to, pick a hard category, it would be how-to, with a little bit of personal story mixed in. So, what are you writing? And depending on the framework that you pick, that will determine how you organize and structure your content. But before we get to organizing and structuring the content, well, we want to do something that I love to do, and that is you want to brain dump and organize your ideas. So a brain dump is exactly what it sounds like. You're just blah. Dumping your ideas out onto paper. And I do have guidelines around that for making that very practical and very useful, so that not only you're just getting things out, but we are going to also set you up for success, and we're going to turn that into our outline and first draft. And once you start organizing it, you begin to then see what ideas group together. And I like to have people start off with a brain dump because it's a very non-judgmental way of starting to write. And that is something that pulls people back a lot. They'll write something, type, and say, I don't like what that sounds, and delete, and they're back at square one, a blank page. And we don't need that. So a brain dump is non-judgmental. It's not for anybody else's eyes but your own. It's for getting words out on the page, dumping it out. It's kind of like what I call your word clay. You need some clay to, get your hands into and shape. So if you're deleting everything, we have nothing to shape. Okay. You cannot edit a blank page. We need stuff on the page. All right. So brain dump it out, and then we will organize later. And then step number 4, you're going to want to create a working title and create your formal outline. And I will say this, people say that, you can't judge a book by its cover. Baby, we absolutely do judge books by their cover. I don't care what anybody says. And there are 5 factors that will sell a book. The number 1 and number 2 factor is the cover of the book, so the way the book visually looks. And number 2, it is the title, or maybe you might want to reverse that. Number 1 is the title, and number 2 is the visuals. So I like to tell people you want to really dig into some really good copywriting basics and make your title clear. This is not the time to come up with something new, fancy, fandangle, and that leaves people scratching their heads like, what are you talking about? Okay, so that's why the title of my book is Write Your Book. Well, what's it about? Well, writing your book, right? And then you can use a subtitle to bring more clarity or bring more specificity, because there are lots of books on the market that have Write Your Book in the title. So mine is about 10 mindset hacks to move you from fear to a finished written book, right? So see how clear that is? And you can easily tell this book is for me or this book is not for me. And that's what you need. That's what you want. So you definitely want to be clear when it comes to writing your title. And then in my tool, I definitely give a framework for transforming your brain dump into your outline. I like to use a 3-tier outline, and you really get details so that it makes the writing process so much easier. It's like giving a little roadmap. It's like your own personal yellow brick road. And then inside of my tool, I also give a bonus tip. So again, if you want to get these 4 steps, you can go to writingwithDeniseRenee.com/4 steps to just download the free infographic. And that is the infographic right there. And then there's a little bit of extra information with that. Or again, like I said, if you want me to really go deeper with you and really you work through the entire process, then grab the workbook and the audio lesson. I am very active on LinkedIn and YouTube. Those are the 2 places to find me. I have a TikTok account, but child. I have a Facebook, but child. Instagram, child, we done broke up a long time ago. So you will find me on LinkedIn. You'll find me posting on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So I would love it if you connect with me there. Let me know, especially on LinkedIn, that you saw me here, and I will accept that connection request. My DMs are open. You have questions, more than welcome to drop me questions in the DMs, and I am known to have conversations with people in the DMs and trade audio notes. I don't know if you know, but you can leave audio notes in the LinkedIn DMs. And I try to stay consistent and frequent with content on YouTube. So I hope that this was really helpful and practical. That's my teacher nature coming out. Hold the questions for our Q&A I'm very happy to help. So I hope that I was fast, but thank you all for being here and for listening. I am your new business book bestie, so connect with me and let's help you get started writing this book.
All right, everyone, let's give it up for the lady with the two first names, Denise Renee, business book coach, book writing coach. So we want to say thank you so much. You will be able to engage with her again in a few moments for the authors panel, as well as she will be in the exhibit hall. This is a great way to be able to connect with her, especially with her book that's coming down the pipe this year. She already has some goodies. And, I just wanted to say pause, and we're going to bring up Natasha. Welcome in just a few minutes. Just really quickly, we've had some other guests to come into our room and to settle in. We just want to say welcome to all of you. I hope that the information that you're gathering thus far is going to be beneficial. If you are not already settled in, make sure you have your pen and your paper. You're taking some great notes. For those of you who have just come in with us, I want you to point your direction to the bottom of your screen. You are able to download the International Authors Expo program. That information not only has today's program, but what's also beneficial about this particular program is that you will have the full bios of all of our authors, our signature speakers on today, in addition to some of our panelists that's going to be coming up on the panel today. You will have all of their contact information, how to connect with them on social media, all of their special offers and complimentary gifts and items that they're going to give to all of you. All of that contact information is there. Save this to your desktop, save it to your laptop, whichever of your device, so you can have all of our speakers and our upcoming panelists great information and all that they have to offer, so that you are continuing these relationships, continuing these conversations. All right, so we're good to go. Thank you for joining us today. It was such an honor to have you. Remember to keep your eyes out for Denise Renee's newest book, Write Your Book, 10 Mindset Hacks to Move You from Fear to Finish. And be sure to take advantage of her complimentary gift, 4 Steps to Start Writing Your Book. To access this infographic, visit writingwithDeniseRenee.com/4 steps. Now, to connect with Denise Renee, visit her website at writingwithdeniserenee.com. You may also connect with her via email at meetdeniserenee@gmail.com. And you may also connect with her on social media via YouTube and LinkedIn at Writing with Denise Renee. Now, authors, are you looking for another venue to add into your event repertoire? Well, mark your calendars for the upcoming International Authors Expo for the fall of 2025. This celebration of literature and creativity from around the world will convene via Cisco WebEx on Saturday, October 25th, 2025, from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To learn more, visit teresakpagellc.eventbrite.com for event details and new dates for 2026. So we want to say thank you for joining in for this episode of the International Authors Expo replay series. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, here's to the journey, and let's move forward.